People think Dethlord is a mask you put on and take off. That's the first mistake. The mask came later. The name came later, even the sound came later. What existed first was a pressure, not emotional, not creative, procedural. Like something had already decided how things would unfold and was waiting for a body to cooperate. I didn't invent him, I noticed him. It started with edits. I'd finish something and come back later to find changes. I didn't remember making not improvements, not mistakes, adjustments, lines shortened, transitions removed. Things stripped down to their most abrasive version, like something had optimized them for discomfort instead of appeal. At first I assumed it was fatigue, long nights blur together. Anyone who creates knows that feeling. But fatigue doesn't explain intent, fatigue doesn't explain consistency. Every change pointed in the same direction. Less explanation, less ornament, more pressure. I began keeping versions, dates, timestamps. I wanted proof that I was still the one deciding. That's when I noticed something worse. The earlier drafts felt foreign, not wrong, naive, like I'd been thinking too generously before. The name Dethlord appeared in a file I didn't remember naming, no dramatic reveal, no rush of recognition. Just a file name sitting there like it had always belonged. When I said it out loud, it didn't feel performative, it felt administrative, like acknowledging a department that had already been running without supervision. After that, things accelerated. I'd sit down intending to make one thing and produce another. Not accidentally, precisely, the output would carry a tone I hadn't consciously chosen, but immediately recognized as correct, stripped of comfort, stripped of apology. It wasn't rage, it wasn't catharsis, it was enforcement. Dethlord doesn't express feelings, he enforces conclusions. That's the part people don't get. They hear aggression and assume emotion, they hear hostility and assume chaos. But chaos is inefficient. Dethlord is efficient. He removes excess, he removes negotiation. He removes the illusion that anything needs to be justified to exist. I noticed changes in myself that didn't register as changes at the time I stopped explaining my choices. Not outwardly. Inwardly, internal debates shortened, hesitation collapsed, decisions arrived fully formed, already carrying their own defense. When people reacted strongly, I felt nothing, not pride, not guilt, just confirmation, like a test returning expected results. That's when paranoia crept in. Not about being watched, but about authorship. I started asking myself whether Dethlord was a persona I was maintaining, or a filter I was being processed through. The more I leaned into him, the quieter my internal resistance became, not gone, managed. Sometimes I'd catch myself mid-thought and realize the tone had shifted. Words arranged themselves colder, sharper, more deliberate. I didn't fight it. Fighting implied disagreement, and I didn't disagree. The mask appeared after that. People assume the mask hides something. It doesn't. It clarifies. It removes the expectation of access when I put it on. Conversations change shape. People project onto it what they're already afraid of. Dethlord doesn't have to do anything. He lets them complete the circuit themselves. I've tried to step away before, not publicly. Internally, I told myself I'd soften things, add context, reintroduce humanity. What came out felt dishonest. Not bad, not embarrassing, dishonest, like pretending not to know something I already knew. Dethlord rejected it immediately. Not with drama, with omission. Those versions simply didn't persist. They vanished from relevance. I stopped revisiting them. My attention slid away like they'd been marked non-essential. That's when I understood the real function. Dethlord isn't a character, he's a constraint system. He defines what is allowed to remain. Anything that weakens clarity gets filtered out. Anything that tries to negotiate its own importance gets reduced until it either hardens or disappears. People ask if he's dangerous. That question misunderstands the threat model. He doesn't escalate, he doesn't chase, he doesn't seek validation or opposition. He doesn't need witnesses. He operates whether he's acknowledged or not. The danger isn't what he does, it's how easily everything else learns to comply. I still have moments where I feel like myself, or at least who I remember being. They don't last long, they don't need to. Dethlord doesn't erase them. He categorizes them. temporary states, non-bending. If I ever stop responding as him, people will assume the project ended, that I moved on, that I outgrew it. They won't notice the truth. Dethlord doesn't end, he finishes. And once something is finished, it doesn't argue about what it used to be. I used to think finishing meant completion, closure, a clean edge you could step away from. That was another misunderstanding. Finishing is stabilization.